I'm going to talk about the 1990 Swamp Thing series of figures. I have 3 here from my childhood. This is probably stemming off of the film that came out. Then there was a cartoon. You can't really say it was a Ninja Turtle ripoff because it predates it a little bit. It's just kind of that 80s to 90s gross out kind of interest in nasty looking kind of monsters and creatures and things. The comics already had this character, and they just kind of ran with that for some toys and cartoons. So I want to start out with this dude, which is, of course is the glow-in-the-dark Swamp Thing. Some of his weapons had some elements of glow-in-the-dark, and his whole body will glow-in-the-dark. There's some darker green paint here kind of covering, so it doesn't glow quite as much as the rest of the body. But he's a cool-looking one, and he kind of has a squeeze-the-leg motion, which isn't too lively now, but probably worked a lot better in the past when these came out. I only would have been 3 years old at the time playing with these, so apparently I only wanted Swamp Thing, and of course a lot of these are going to be missing a few accessories. This one came with a mace ball kind of weapon, but I did manage to keep a hold of the axe. I think I really like this kind of caveman style stone axe, and especially since it had the glow-in-the-dark feature to it. He's a pretty cool one that I had. Bio Glow Swamp Thing. Next we have the Snare Arm Swamp Thing. Kind of looks like he's just your basic Swamp Thing here. Decent two-tone green and a little texture there. His feature will be his arm. Can really stretch out here with a big string. It's a really good material. Like the string is not like a chintzy string. All this time, you know, if I was 3 playing with this, it didn't wear out or fray or anything. So I guess I probably did take fairly good care of it, but there's no signs of wear or anything. But this was a great one that he kind of could throw out his hand, and then the feature was squeezing the legs and it would come back, and that one still works really well. It always was really working well, so a well-built figure. He did come with a little kind of bear trap kind of creature looking thing that kind of chomped. You could kind of chomp an enemy's leg and capture them. I don't seem to have that little dude anymore, but the figure just works so well with the extending arm feature that sucks it right back up. Really good feature there. And he's probably the most, you know, looking like just Swamp Thing to me. So a little chipping here from his age, but still in pretty good shape and just kind of looks just textured and everything. Really good action figure of Swamp Thing. Again, you can kind of use these as the movie or the cartoon, which is what it was more aimed to, but he does look a lot like the movie appearance. This is the Camouflage Swamp Thing. It was kind of a temperature color change where if you had cold water, this part would turn brown to make him just look like he was all like the tree. Look at this. He's like a hollow mold. It's really cool. Cool texture. You know, the arms are through there, so he kind of just looks like he's debris. I'm not sure what it is about the color change figures, but a lot of them seem to just wear out from that time period, so his color change doesn't really work anymore, but the color change might be a little messed up because I used to freeze my action figures. Did anybody else ever do this? I used to always like freeze them in like empty Parmesan cheese or peanut butter jars. We got a little New Adventures of He-Man guy frozen in here. Was I the only one that was crazy to do this? Kind of like they were captured or frozen or whatever reason they were out of commission for a while. It was just freezing. But I think the color change, it was the cold water, and I probably thought, ooh, I'm gonna freeze it, ha! Because, you know, I was like 3, so that might have wore out the color change feature a bit. He came with this weapon here. It was kind of the snaring thing. You pull the thing, gets tight. Pull the string and the loop gets tight to capture your enemy or something. I featured this accessory on my action figure accessory quiz. You know, if you want to check out that video at the end, there's a free answer right there. I just kind of hold up accessories from old figure lines and you have to try and guess or remember what action figure or line it came from. Cool little game if you want to check that out, if you know a lot of old 90s, you know, before and after action figures and stuff. Get this ice block out of here. This was definitely a cool line. I remember playing with these quite a bit. I know there were other ones that I remember I wanted, like the Snap Up Swamp Thing, just from the look of him. For some reason I didn't like any of the other characters, and I didn't get any villains. I don't know if I was scared of them, because the main villain was kind of a spider-headed weirdo dude, and a lot of the other villains had these big monster heads you put on them, so I don't know if I was like scared of them or what the deal was. I don't think I really saw the cartoon very much. That might be why I didn't really care about any other characters. I just wanted Swamp Thing. There were some cool vehicles vehicles that I remember seeing and maybe kind of wanting, but meh, they were featured on the cartoon. What was interesting is the playset that I never remember seeing as a kid, but I think it's safe to say this is the only playset aimed at boys that has flowers on it. I'm pretty sure. It's pretty cool. Kind of the swamp and the foliage and the plant, you know, and it's a kind of trapdoor trap thing. Never heard of it or saw it as a kid, but kind of a cool thing that would go with these. I just wanted to kind of show off some of these older action figures I had as a kid that I still have and have saved after all this time. And I show off all my other collectibles, old and new here. A lot of times I dig up old stuff. I collect new stuff as well. So you might want to get subscribed so we can check out all these cool old action figures together. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So I'll see you in the next video. Swamp Things attack! I love this freaking extended hand thing. Love that.